InvoiceQ is a regional e-invoicing and digital compliance platform, helping businesses simplify invoicing, compliance, and digital transactions. As a PEPL access point and service metadata publisher, InvoiceQ enables secure invoice exchange across modern five-corner e-invoicing frameworks. Operating across Oman, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, UAE, Qatar, Egypt, Morocco, and Bahrain, InvoiceQ combines regional expertise with global technology standards. Trusted by more than 1,400 businesses, InvoiceQ has processed over 100 million invoices, representing $20 billion in invoice value. From our e-invoicing portal, accounts payable, accounts receivable, and InvoiceQ app, businesses can issue compliant tax invoices, automate approvals and payments, and monitor transactions in real time. With seamless integration to over 60 ERP, accounting, POS, and e-commerce platforms including Oracle, SAP, Microsoft Dynamics, QuickBooks, Zoho, and Shopify, InvoiceQ works with the systems businesses already use. InvoiceQ, connect once, invoice everywhere. InvoiceQ is a regional
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Oman E-Invoicing Awareness Workshop. My name is Musallam Sultan Al-Azizi from Tasdeed for Electronic Services, and it is my pleasure to welcome you and guide you through today's workshop. On behalf of Tasdeed and InvoiceQ, we are pleased to have you with us today. A special welcome to Mr. Idris Al-Rashdi and Oman Tax Authority team. We are truly appreciate your presence and participation with us today. To officially open today's workshop, it's my pleasure to invite Dr. Rashid Al-Ghailani, Chairman of Tasdeed and CEO of ONIC, to deliver the opening remarks.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. شكرا لكم على هذا اللقاء الجيد. وحقيقة أنا دائما أتساءل لما نكون احنا 90% عمانيين ونتكلم بالإنجليزي مكسر، ليش ما نتكلم بالعربي؟ دائما هذا تساؤلي. ما يعني إن احنا ما نتكلم إنجليزي، بالعكس احنا we want everybody to benefit from the meeting. لكن as long as we have أكثر الموجودين عرب، يفترض إن احنا نتكلم بالعربي، وإذا تطلب الأمر نترجم. فاسمحوا لي أنا بتكلم بالعربي and I will give little brief آخر شيء in English. شركة تسديد حقيقة هي شركة قامت على تعاون بيننا وبين الأخوة في المملكة الأردنية الهاشمية، وأحيي شريكنا وأخونا المهندس ناصر اللي حقيقة صار التفاهم معه بأسرع من ما يتصور. اللي كانوا معي مثل عبد اللطيف يعرف، يعني قلت له احنا رايحين الأردن ما برجع إلا أنا مخلص الاتفاقية، وفعلا التقينا مع ناصر وبكل سهولة وبحكم الثقة. وهذا شيء ضروري في البزنس، لما تكون ترانسبيرنت وتريد الطرف الثاني يكون معه نفس البنفتس اللي معك، فأي بزنس ينجح بدون تعقيدات وبدون شيء، في كل شفافية. فأسسناها في عام 2018، صح عبد اللطيف؟ زميلي عبد اللطيف كان هو مدير عام الشركة في وقتها. وتسديد يعني نظام دفع إلكتروني. بدأوا الشباب حقيقة والبنات في توفير وسيلة دفع عن طريق البنوك. أنت لما تدخل البنك تستطيع تدفع فواتيرك، ماء، كهرباء، اتصالات إلى آخره، وتتوسع الزاوية إلى أن أصبحت الآن عندهم حقيقة كم من الترانزاكشنات، يعني العمليات الدفع، وأيضا تجويد الخدمة وتقليل التكلفة. ترى هذا مهم جدا. يعني كل ما زادت الفاليوم احنا كنا ننزل الكوست بالنسبة لكل الأطراف، فإذا ما استفدت الكل يستفيد. فتسديد حقيقة شركة تقوم على سواعد عمانية، وعندنا وجدي اللي بدأ معنا أتذكر يعني كان في على نعومة أظافره، والآن تعين مؤخرا مدير للشركة، نبارك له أيضا. طبعا من ضمن الأهداف الأساسية لتسديد كانت فتح قنوات للبزنس أخرى جديدة، وكان في تعاون حقيقة متميز مع الأخوة في الضرائب، جهاز الضرائب. وهنا استغل الفرصة حقيقة وأشيد بالتعاون والبروفيشناليزم، الحرفية في التعامل مع الأخوة في جهاز الضرائب. وكانت أعتقد تسديد من ضمن، وما في شك اللي هي InvoiceQ بتكلم عنها بعد شوية، كانوا حقيقة بادروا بشكل علمي وشكل منطقي وشكل مبني على خبرة وتجربة سابقة، مثل ما تطرقوا في البرزنتيشن في عدة دول، ووجدوا أيضا كل التسهيل من جهاز الضرائب. الآن هذا نظام جديد، أنا متأكد معظم اللي موجودين هنا معظمهم ماليين، أتوقع اللي أشوف أنا معظمهم يا ماليين يا أودت اللي موجودين. فالناس تريد تعرف إيش الضرائب هذه، كيف ما بيكون في دوبليكيشن. كنت أنا أسأل زميلنا هنا، يعني أقول له إحنا ندفع الضريبة كم مرة إحنا كل يوم؟ فهل هذه في مصلحتكم أنتم فقط ولا في مصلحة كافة الأطراف؟ هل هذه بتسهل العمل ولا بتعرقل العمل؟ في أسئلة كثيرة. أنا متأكد من شيء واحد 100%، إن جهاز الضرائب يريد الفيرنس لكل الأطراف. فيرنس للدولة، هم مستأمنين على تحصيل رسوم للبلد، وفيرنس مع الشركات هنا ما يصير عندها دوبليكيشن أو تدفع شيء ما المفروض تدفعه، وأيضا فيرنس للأطراف اللي تعمل العملية هذه باسبل مثل نحن وشركات أخرى عديدة معنا. فحقيقة ما أريد أطيل عليكم، يعني أيضا لابد أن نشيد InvoiceQ. حقيقة مثل ما جات في البرزنتيشن، شركة معروفة وعندها تجارب كبيرة، وأنا كذا ما أدري تلقائيا كذا أحب الأردن، يعني ما أعرف ليش، يعني لما أشوف في الأردن تلقائيا فتشجعت كثير لما شفت، يعني واللي توقعته في محله الحمد لله. يعني بسرعة شديدة تمكنوا من أنهم هم يتواصلوا مع الجهاز. طبعا مثل هذه الشركة اللي موجودة حاليا InvoiceQ مع تسديد، في أعتقد في رخص أعطيت لي أكثر من 15 شركة أعتقد، ولكن في هذا النموذج راح يعرض علينا كيف راح تصير العملية، بحيث احنا نرجع لشركاتنا واحنا فاهمين كيف يعني المرحلة القادمة. I'll try to summarize. Okay, I started by talking about how Tasdeed was created, and it is a bilateral cooperation with the Jordanian company مدفوعاتكم in Jordan. They are well established in bill payments through banks, and one of the objectives they have is to diversify their business. So one of the opportunities was to work closely with InvoiceQ in this tax business. So far, with the cooperation of جهاز الضرائب, what it's called in English? Tax Authority, they have achieved very good progress. I think they are one of 15 or 12 approved companies to do this business. And I wish that we can benefit. I know we cannot cover everything in one, because I'm hungry, I want to eat, by the way. I don't know, you selected a time which is very difficult. In fact, I proposed to them that let the people eat before you so they can focus with you. Anyway, we'll try to make it short so we can all benefit. And hopefully, if you want to continue, I urge you, after maybe lunch, you can continue, because it's an opportunity, really, to ask. So I recommend to Sultan, to Msallam, maybe to have 1 hour session, 45-minute session, then to have a break for lunch, then come back and take it all the way to 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, if you find people here. But like this, when people didn't have their lunch, I think it's difficult, at least for me. I know that. I'll still have an hour, then I will go. على كل حال أتمنى لكم التوفيق جميعا، أبنائنا وبناتنا. كثير من الناس اللي موجودين أنا أعرفهم، اشتغلت معهم في شركات قلفار، في شركات حقيقة عدة وجوه يعني مألوفة بالنسبة لي. وأتمنى للجميع بناتنا وأولادنا and all our expat friends, mostly from finance, to benefit from this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Rashid Mohammed Al-Ghailani. And now we will know more about InvoiceQ with Mr. Mohammed Basit. He is a General Manager of InvoiceQ in Oman.
Thank you مسلم. Thank you. السلام عليكم جميعا. شكرا دكتور لوجودك. شكرا لك إدريس ما شاء الله يمكن the very famous اليوم أشهر حدا في موجود صار في عمان. هو مش بس supporting InvoiceQ، هو عم بيعمل فعلا support للقطاع بشكل كامل، عم بيدعم جميع الشركات، فاتح الأبواب من جهاز الضرائب إنه أي حدا محتاج مساعدتهم ليعمل awareness للمشروع الضخم اللي جايين عليه. طبعا أكيد الفوترة الإلكترونية هو مشروع ضخم على مستوى البلد كامل، ويتطلب سنوات من العمل وتعاون شركاء نجاح. فشكرا لك إدريس. أنا بصراحة ما بدي أطول عليكم مثل ما طلب الدكتور راشد. أنا عندي قصة سريعة حاب أحكي لكم إياها اللي هي عن InvoiceQ. InvoiceQ بدأت من 6 سنوات. هي قصة جميلة وبوزيتيف خلينا نحكيها. بدأنا من 6 سنوات بفكرة جدا بسيطة، أنا و4 فاوندرز معاي، مهند، فادي، عامر. بدأنا بفكرة جدا بسيطة، كانت حبر على ورق أو على برزنتيشن بسيطة جدا. وهذه الفكرة مع إصرارنا، مع وجود بارتنر وناس نثق فيهم ويثقوا فينا مثل حضراتكم، اليوم الشركة بفضل الله صارت InvoiceQ متواجدة بأكثر من 8 دول، تخدم أكثر من 1400 شركة. وإن شاء الله بتأمل إنه نسمع بكرة أحد من الموجودين بهالاجتماع اليوم إنه يكون عنده success story سواء في المكان اللي بيشتغل فيه أو بتأسيس شركة ناجحة إن شاء الله بالوطن العربي ويبدأ ينتشر. فاليوم الفرص موجودة. اليوم احنا بنتكلم من واقع حقيقي، في موجود شركات عمانية، شركات أردنية، شركات سعودية عم بيوصلوا، جميع الوطن العربي عم بيوصلوا لأماكن عالمية فعلا. فالموضوع هو السهل الممتنع، بإمكان الجميع يحاول، ولكن أهم شيء الإصرار، إنك تحيط نفسك بناس إيجابيين، وأيضا الإصرار ثم الإصرار، وإحاطة يعني بقدر الإمكان من الإيجابية. فبتمنى للجميع التوفيق إن شاء الله. اسمحوا لي I will brief in English for our friends. Actually I will talk very quickly about the story of InvoiceQ, which is never underestimate a small idea. With the right effort and the right partners, it can become something much bigger than you imagine. Maybe one of the next success story will start with someone in this room today. Actually, the idea it was on PowerPoint, just on paper. InvoiceQ being established with 4 founders 6 years back, and the main reason for establishing e-invoicing, which is one question: can we make invoicing easier and more useful for a business? So the answer is yes, and we started our journey from there. And we saw how businesses were still dealing with paper invoices, the time, cost, and everything to manage the paper invoices. So we wanted to move from traditional way of dealing with invoices to something more practical, simple, and digital. But for us, it was not only about replacing paper with digital invoices. We believe that the invoice is more than just an accounting entry. Every invoice contains valuable information about the businesses and many stories to tell. So why we just store this information when we can use it? So our goal was to help businesses turn their invoices data into a useful information that can support better decision making and help team to build a stronger and long-term business plan. With the hard work, strong belief in our idea, and the right people and partners around us, the small idea grew into a company that is now working across 8 countries. Thank you again, and I wish to meet every one of you. I'm sitting here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad. Before beginning our first panel session, let me briefly take you through today's agenda. We will start with the Oman E-Invoicing Journey panel, followed by a short question and answer session. Then move to the InvoiceQ Customer Experience panel, followed by another question and answer session. Finally, we will conclude today's workshop with a lunch and networking. And now, without further delay, let's begin our first panel, the Oman E-Invoicing Journey. Please welcome Mr. Idris Al-Rashdi, Malik, and Muhammad Wasim Khan.
Thank you. And we're proud of this. So just for the sake of the expats, I'm going to proceed in English. And if anyone has any question, please feel free. After this session, we're going to have a Q&A session. So thank you for your time. Today, I'm proud to have Mr. Idris Al-Rashidi from the OTA. And with me, I have Hamad Khan, who's the Group General Manager, Finance at ONE Group. So, Mr. Idris, I'm going to start with you. Maybe you can talk more about your experience with the OTA.
Okay, السلام عليكم everyone. شكرا جزيلا للاستضافة وتحية لتسديد وتو InvoiceQ. So basically, Idris Al-Rashdi, I'm the project manager of E-Invoicing Fautara project within OTA, within the tax authority. Project has been started almost by today itself. It's really this day itself is really a special day for two reasons.
What a coincidence.
Today is completing exactly 1 year since the project has been kicked off. We kicked off this project last year on the same, in 9th of August, 2025. Today, we have completed exactly 1 year.
So we should have a cake cutting session also.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. But that is not the most excited news. The most excited that today, while Dr. was speaking, الجريدة الرسمية نشرت. The legislation of e-invoicing has been already issued just now. Yeah.
Oh. So finance team, get ready.
Sorry?
So finance team, get ready.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We will maybe while we speak later on, we will go into details what is in the legislation part of it. But it's a really special moment for us today for these two reasons for sure.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Idris. And I think today everyone is looking forward to understand more how e-invoicing is going to look like and how you can support them and they can get ready. Muhammad, can you tell us more about yourself and your experience with ONEC?
My name is Muhammad Wasim. I am chartered accountant by profession, and I started my career with KPMG, and now I'm with ONEC Group for almost 14 years, alhamdulillah, and taking different kind of responsibilities in the group. Of course, under the leadership of Dr. Rashid, who had been always a guidance and a teacher.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I think we can kick off, and we're going to discuss the Oman's e-invoicing roadmap. We're going to discuss the latest development and also what the business should get ready with and prepare so they can be compliant with the latest mandate. So my first question is going to be to you, Mr. Idris. Could you explain the vision behind the Fautara e-invoicing and what Oman hopes to achieve from this?
Okay, so basically why Oman heading with e-invoicing. Oman is not alone in this journey, of course. Many countries around the world currently are moving towards the e-invoicing. E-invoicing now is implemented, not only implemented, it's now becoming compliance in many countries around the world. And today itself, it's becoming a compliance even in Oman. So why it's that? That's because all the benefits that we can get from e-invoicing, not only for tax authority. This project will not only serve tax authority, it will serve all of us here. As taxpayers, as service providers, as an OTA, tax authority itself, it will provide more transparency in terms where the invoice is going. It will provide, it will expedite your returns, actually. One of the benefit to the, people was wondering what is the benefit for the taxpayers. One of the benefits, it will automate your process instead of, currently every quarter you have to go in tax authority, you have to report all your invoices and so. Currently, once, not today itself, but once all the system is ready, you don't have to report anything because tax authority have all your invoices ahead. And with that invoices, tax authority will be able to calculate your VAT, your tax, and will tell you exactly how much you have to pay or how much you will get as a return from your VAT exercises. So automating all this process is a really big benefit for the taxpayers. Reducing the payment cycle as well. So the payment cycle usually as a business, once you issue an invoice to your customer, on the current scenario, what you have to do is generate your invoice through your billing system, ERP system, and then extract it as a PDF, maybe send it by email or send it by paper. So all that will not be necessary anymore. So once you generate your invoice through your ERP system or your billing system, generate and send in a real time, your invoice will be reached to your customer. So your customer will get the invoice and you will get notified that the customer already received the invoice. By that, it will reduce the payment cycle. So as a business, it will expedite the process of getting your cash flows back and so on and so. So there is a lot of benefits to the taxpayer. Put in mind as well the benefit of automate everything. It will help also to build upon that on the future. Like an example, currently there is no electronic document for contracting, an example, for RFPs, for procurement processes and so. So that could be on the future. It will build based on the current standards, okay? And so it will be extended not beyond invoice, so to things more than just an invoice. Because eventually this is a standard for all kind of documents. It doesn't have to be only for an invoice document. So in the future, there will be another type of documents could be used on this platform as well.
And here, can I ask you, this is why you have adopted the 5-corner model and the People network?
Exactly, 100%. Going with People was a decision made after a long discussion happened. Should we, because initially our plan was to have our own standard without going with People. But People, Open People is an international organization which is setting an international standards. It's been adopted in Europe, in Singapore, Japan, Australia, and many countries around the world. And it keeps expanding. While we start discussing about People, at that time there was around 20 countries around the world. Then when we make the decision, it was already 25. Today, as we speak, it's around 30 companies. Number of companies are increasing who are joining the People standard as well. So that's something we have to look into it. We have to go with the latest standard around the world, and it will help us. It help also the taxpayer who are working abroad in across abroad companies to adapt with the same setup of your billing system can work in Oman and out of Oman as long as it's a People standard.
Yeah, the People network is expanding, and this maybe in the future will give the opportunity for business outside Oman to connect with business inside Oman and vice versa. And just to mention here that when we come to the 5-corner model, the validation will be done on ASP level, as the ASP will report the invoices to the tax authority. And this is amazing, and thank you. Now, after this, I'll come to Mr. Muhammad. Muhammad, on a group, operates across multiple industries, and you have complex financial operations. So from finance leadership perspective, why is e-invoicing important? We heard Mr. Wasim was speaking about this, Mr. Idris. So what's your point of view? How you can answer this?
Well, from financial perspective, first of all, I would like to thank OTA, really, the model they have chosen. When we study about the model, they have chosen one of the best models, which is potentially possible. The reason being that some of the companions in the GCC, they have rolled out different model. But this model gives more exposure towards, most importantly, more AR and AP side both, which is one of the struggles. So if we deep dig into the issues, one of the issues everyone faces around is that we issue an invoice, it is being lost. The customer, the client loses the invoice. And then after 2 months, you come to know invoice is being lost, and then you have to, reissue the invoice and then follow up again. And then the customer is going to say, okay, my payment days is going to start from the point it is loaded. So I'm going to start calculating 90 days from now on, And the struggle goes on, and your turnover days for receiving your money goes very high. And then you have financial charges, you're bleeding on one side, and then your profit gets stuck. And these kind of issues. And again, duplication of efforts, about the challenges or fines in case of non-compliance. With the automation, the good part is for companies who are professional and who's really targeting towards professional and well set up infrastructure. It's a great opportunity, and it helps us a lot. From our perspective as a group of companies, because we are not into a single domain, we are into multiple domains, and how it helped us is that the invoice process across the businesses is going to get uniform, okay? 100%. The invoice received by the clients sitting in different domains is again going to get uniform. Now, the focus as finance leadership can get towards, as Mr. Idris highlighted, that the vision is much bigger. In the vision, it's like maybe RFQ, RFP, these components can come in, procurement process and all. And exactly when we were discussing about the rollout with the InvoiceQ team earlier, I want to highlight before I talk further about our infrastructure that they have a very professional team where they support you with compatibility, and they do the gap analysis and all. So that technically what are the best practices that is happening in the market, and what is your infrastructure like and how they can help. And with that, you can spend your own time and see that what level of ERP infrastructure upliftment can happen, So e-invoicing is something where your tax reporting will get easier, your receivable cycle is expected to get improved, your uniformity and challenge with some of the customers, like every customer comes and says, no, I want this format. The other customer is going to say, I want the other format. And then you have, say, 100 customers, you are making 100 formats, and your team is struggling, in maintaining those formats. Too much effort. So now, with the guidance and support from tax authority, everything is going to come stable, and the pain point is going to expected to go down. And then we as leadership can start focusing towards further levels of automation again. Like for example, when you talk about e-invoicing, so once your AR and AP side of receiving and issuing invoice is stable, you can focus on receiving the AP invoices in your system and then making it connected with the ERP and do the integrations in terms of, the whole process automation, GRV. You can go towards B2B and all, which is again a CBO preference that your payment cycle should get automated, So I feel that with single initiative, OTA is targeting to set up and synchronize lots of different problems in the market, and expected that it's going to help to attract more investment in the Omani market.
And speaking about the gap assessment, don't you think now is the right time for companies to start the readiness assessment and the a gap assessment so they can get ready?
I think as OTA has issued timeline for rolling out the e-invoicing for different companies. So initially, I think they are going for around 150 companies and then 1,100 companies in the next level and 50,000 companies. So I think it is the best time, and it's a bit late. We should note down the notes and make contact details and all, and immediately go tomorrow and attend meetings with regard to rollout, because we need to have some feedback from the vendor, from potential customer, current infrastructure and all. Yep.
Maybe if I might add.
Please go ahead.
Here, regarding the readiness, I know companies, I'm being very frank with you. Companies will struggle in doing a data cleansing, but that is for your own good for the future. Honestly, a lot of companies approached me, said, to set the standards, to go with these standards, we have to do a lot of data cleansing, a lot of information which currently they don't have it, but it's part of the standard, so they have to go and obtain it. I know that's a bit pain, but that's for the future. Once you do it at once, then you are ready to go.
100%.
You need to put some efforts. That's why it's too late, actually. It's not, you should have already started earlier, but it's never too late, is it? So, better now than never. So start working on preparing your internal system to match the standards issued by tax authority. Get help from service providers, who I'm sure they can help you on this exercise as well. And eventually you will get the benefit out of it later on, believe me.
And let me highlight here that he's completely right. Some changes requires time, and you need to go back to your service integrator and ask him for adjustment or amendment. So we should start soon. And this brings us to the question. So what is the rollout? What can we expect?
Yes.
And the deadlines?
Exactly, especially for rollout 1, which is, by the way, rollout 1 is now in this month, in August, by end of August. So we are literally on the deadline. From our side as a tax authority, we have already built the different components which is ready. So now the taxpayer, first of all, we had divided our project into phases as a project. Phase 1, we had issued a portal where a service provider like Tasdeed and other could register themselves as a service provider. That was phase 1. Phase 2, we have finalized the test bed. So the service provider can test their systems and make sure they can, being certified by tax authority. Release 3, also release 2, we have also released the SMP. So the SMP is the components who are connecting all the service provider together. And it's been hosted by tax authority. So tax authority are connecting all the service providers in Oman through a system component called SMP. That's already been ready now. And by making the SMP ready, actually the service provider, if they already have a taxpayer connected to them, they can start exchanging invoices from now, actually. From now you can, but without, they call it corner 5. Corner
Without
5, which
reporting.
is without reporting to tax authority. Tax authority, the last component is the C5, which is currently under development, and we will release it by end of this month. Once it's been released by end of August, the full cycle of e-invoicing will be ready. Company can send to their service provider send to the other service provider send to the customer. At the same time, tax authority will get a copy of this invoice. So the full cycle will be ready, inshallah, by end of this month. Meanwhile, as we complete the cycle, we will start launching rollouts 1. Rollout 1 consists of 145 companies. We have selected these companies based on different criteria, based on the number of transaction, income, different industries, different geolocation within Oman. So it doesn't mean these are the best companies out. Some came to me saying they are not part of the 100 company. They said, that means you are not, putting us as one of the big companies. I said, no, It's not that. We are only selecting from, because this is more of a pilot stage. Pilots, we are testing the system. We are testing the readiness of the system, making sure everything is working fine before expanding the use of invoicing. So basically, from August, we will start the rollout 1 until the rollout 2, which will start on February. February 2027 will be the rollout 2. Rollout 2 for all large taxpayer in Oman. In Oman, we have around 1,700 companies considered as large. So all of these companies, 1,700, is expected to be ready in February 2027. Then we go to rollout 3. Rollout 3 will be in Q3 2027, where we will also target all other tax VAT registered company in Oman. So we do have a lot of VAT registered company who are not considered as large. We have around 50,000 company actually. So these 50,000 is expected to be also ready by Q3 2027. Speaking about all of this roadmap, and just to give you a brief about the legislation which had been issued today itself. So in the legislation, we haven't divided into 4 rollouts. Actually, there is rollout 4, I didn't mention it, which is the government sector. Government sector also part of the rollout. So we were expecting also the government entities to be reported through invoicing. But currently, on the legislation which already been issued today, it's focused on 2 rollouts. In rollout 2, rollout 3. Rollout 2, it will be mandated according to the legislation in 1st of April 2027. And rollout 3 for all remaining taxpayer to be mandated from 1st of October 2027. So remember these 2 dates. And the categorization between large and small was based on the transaction volume. If your transaction volume is more than 5 million per year, then you are a large, and you have to be ready by 1st of April 2027 according to the legislation. If you are less than 5 million, then you will have time until 1st of October 2027. So this is according to the law, but as a tax authority, as a project team, we'll still continue to follow the company according to the 4 rollouts. And hopefully, especially for rollout 1, hopefully this is more of a voluntarily phase, and would like to thank them for their effort, for their support during this period. And we wish them to continue as is. Doesn't mean the legislation give them more time, so they will, relax a bit. We want them to continue their effort to be ready as soon as possible.
Otherwise, they will pay, yeah?
By the way, yes, so there is no penalties actually, because according to the legislation, there is no penalty, there is no, they don't have to be compliant to this until 1st of April. But what we are doing also, we have another initiative to incentivize these companies who are ready. Tax Authority have already started a program to, to celebrate the companies who are complying with the Tax Authority. We want to do the same thing for the invoicing. For the company who are really, comply with the invoicing, they will have their own incentive program as well.
That's not something we can consider in the budget for some benefits.
Yeah, so finance people take notes, yeah? Muhammad, first, Mr. Idris, thank you. It was the information that you gave are very important. Hopefully you took notes. And this will, I have a question here to Muhammad based on Mr. Idris' information. So what is your advice for the organization to get ready, where they should start from?
Okay.
Because this is very important what he just mentioned.
Yeah. I think very important information, okay, and from financial perspective, as Mr. Idris highlighted that, initial phase can be a painful phase. Maybe on the infrastructure side, you have some challenges and all. But I want to quote an example here. Very simple example is that when you go, it's a new territory, it's a new house. You are going it, make sure it's clean. Do not jump into it with scattered and unorganized data. Maybe the finance teams, they can start talking to the internal management about the budgets and all. You should force them that do not ask for the budget at this stage, because it's very important to roll out in a clean way. Because if you are not organized from the beginning, you may lose the transactions, or you may miss, or the infrastructure is not very well built, and then tomorrow, later on, you can start facing some of the challenges in rollout. In addition to that, I think it's very important that it's not finance alone. I think this is very, very important, that it's not finance alone. And finance, if they want to roll it out alone, it's going to be a failed project. It will require lots of contribution from the IT side, okay? Your ERP team has to be aligned with you. On top of that, your procurement, your operations, because if the discipline of invoicing, the timelines of invoicing, the formatting of invoicing, your contract management, these are not aligned, not organized, not structured, things are gonna keep coming and you may continue getting stuck, So that's why you need to onboard, you need to have proper processes, you need to go back to your ERP team in terms of infrastructure, you need to see that e-invoicing, of course, InvoiceQ team has that level of expertise where they can help with the gap analysis, So you need to see that what is your infrastructure, what is required as per the OTA instruction, okay? And how can you fill that gap? Because some of the components can be available in your database, but there can be some scenarios or components which is not available in your database, So how are you going to fix that? At that level, you need really, expertise, guidance, and some tweaking in your database. You may require some calculation challenges, some process additions and all. So, and at that time, as we stated that ERP, procurement, operations, all of them have to come together and make sure that it's set well. As Mr. Idris said that the timelines, April, October, what we feel based on the discussions happening now, it's earlier, the earlier we start, it's better, because gradually once the 1,700 companies are going to get rolled out, imagine the market, the service providers, the load they will have, and if you are rolling out, you are delaying your discussions, you are delaying your infrastructure evaluation and all, at that stage, you may not get that level of attention, and that's why we feel that you should start engaging your internal teams, your budget assessments, your service providers as one of the InvoiceQ, all that now itself, 100%. Because it's going to take sizable time.
Yeah. So let me highlight here that e-invoicing is a project that requires collaboration between different departments, from finance to IT to audit to compliance. So, gentlemen, thank you for sharing your experience, the information, and thank you for your time. Do you want to add anything? The floor is yours.
Just to conclude by thanking all the first of all, service providers who are really eager to, they are onboarded with us during this journey. This is not a tax authority a project by itself. It is a collaboration, actually, between tax authority, service providers, and the community of business community here in Oman. All are part of this success, and wish you all the best. If you have any further clarification required from tax authority, you can reach us to Fautara. We have an email, dedicated email, fautara@taxauthority.gov.om. Also, all the information, all the support, user manuals are all available in the website of tax authority. We have a dedicated page for e-invoicing for Fautara. Go there, explore it, have a look. We have sessions recorded also there, user manuals and so. Please get use of it, and wish you all the best in your implementation.
Thank you, Mr. Idris. Thank you. Thank you, Muhammad, for your time.
Well, I would like to just add our experience with the InvoiceQ. I think it's very important that people need to understand that they need to choose the right partner, because this is your infrastructure, this is your database, and if you do a mistake at this stage, you are going to suffer next 5 years. 100%. At minimum. Or
there is mercy.
Or if you are ready to just write off the investment and then redo the investment again. One of the key points which we felt good with InvoiceQ is that gap analysis that I have highlighted earlier. And second thing is They have this SaaS-based model. You know, some of the vendors, they were really insisting on the CapEx model, you know, where you need to invest lots of money in the beginning on the infrastructure side, on the integration side and all. It's always good to go with the SaaS model, and like they are pretty flexible in terms of invoicing. So organizations with bigger number of invoices, we have felt that they are flexible. That was pretty good. And I wish good luck to all of you. And as suggested, try to start as soon as possible.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, gentlemen, for the insightful discussion. And now let's move to our second panel, the InvoiceQ customer experience. Please welcome Mr. Fadi, Mr. Uday Harab, Mr. Mustafa Yunus, and Mr. Amr Iyad.
البانل الثاني ان شاء الله. في هاي البانل راح ناخذ زاويه الكاستمر اكسبيرينس. زي ما سمعنا وزي ما فهمنا، الاي انفويسنج هي بتتجاوز موضوع ربط الانظمه. هي بتحكي عن تغييرات في البروسيسز، talks more about how to be comply. There are a lot of details that we need to learn from your experience. Allow me to welcome Mr. Mustafa Yunus, CEO of Revest, Mr. Uday Harb, General Finance Manager of Huda Lighting, and Mr. Amr, InvoiceQ COO. Would you please introduce us about yourself?
Sure. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أنا مصطفى يونس، رئيس التنفيذي والمؤسس لشركة ريفست، هي Unified Retail Platform، و 25 years of experience بالIT and FMCG and retail. Graduated as a CIO from the last organization, big manufacturer, then started Revest 3 years ago to solve a problem in retail industry.
Assalamu alaikum. Uday Harb, Group Finance Manager for Huda Lighting. Our company is working across 13 branches, Middle East, Africa, and Europe. And our collaboration with InvoiceQ is get success. And year after year, we are operating in different countries and different branches.
Thank you. أنا عامر عياد, Chief Operations Officer بInvoiceQ. I'm managing the support and operations team. دورنا بسبورت operations هي نبدأ مع الكاستمر من أول ما نبلش implementation ودelivery لحد ما نطلع لايف، وبعد هيك يكون عندنا في السبورت والمينتنانس والابديتس اللي بتصير من التاكس authorities. شكرا.
Okay. Welcome all. طب Uday would like to start with you as a multi-country company who's operating in different countries, and you already today implementing e-invoicing as per different countries' regulations. Would you share with us what are the biggest challenges you are facing with those different implementations of the e-invoicing?
Yes. As a company working across several branches, there is no one solution actually fits all the countries. So there's different timelines, different implementations, different regulations, and technical implementation is more important than this. So finding a solution, it's really hard, because from a finance perspective also, you have to make sure that all this implementation done in the right way matches the regulations in each country. And also on the other side, you have to make sure that all these implementations is actually matching your governance of the group. So implementing it across the group, it's not easy at all, but managing all these requirements with the right service provider will help you actually for any future and current requirements and change in the regulations.
Thank you, Uday. Mr. Abu Osama. So you're already a technology company by doing your retailer platform. Yet you selected to have InvoiceQ with you as a solution provider and an e-invoicing solution provider. Would you let us know more? What are the most important criteria you consider while selecting that and while taking the decision not to have it as an internal development and move ahead with a technology provider?
Yeah, thank you. See, the point is not the technology. We know that the e-invoicing and reporting to tax is not just an invoice. It's an invoice, credit note, debit note, advance payments, a lot of edge cases there. And it's a sensitive area, which our previous panel mentioned that it might cause to reset the commercial registration completely. And we heard previously in multiple countries. So it's a sensitive area. Plus, the relation between the tax authority and the customer is a collector. He's collecting tax, and he is just depositing to the authority. So the audit is heavy. The micro level of details is there. So it's not only hitting an API. We are a technology company. I can just send the invoice to the tax authority, get the response. It's more than that. So we look into a partner that can endorse. First must be localized. We looked for a local partner that we operate mainly in Saudi Arabia and multiple countries around in Middle East. So we need a local partner. That local partner will bridge the edge of the communication with the authority and also with the team and the customer itself. Second, an enterprise level which can scale to SMEs, not the opposite. Because with the SMEs, it's invoice return. With the enterprise, devil in details and complicated requirement will go. So therefore, when we choose InvoiceQ, I will not refer to anyone other than this person. He is the CTO. So we went deeply into due diligence. We were noisy because also we are part of a group of multiple companies, and we shift all the e-invoicing, I'll not call it details, into their platform. The beauty of what they did, they correct multiple wrong practices, which we think, because when you go gradually with the e-invoicing and tax, you feel things are good because nobody come back from the tax authority to say that this is wrong. And from the beginning, the APIs was rejecting multiple transactions. Why? Because we are missing address details. So the data cleansing part that triggered by the partner, not by the any instruction or. And one of the things that also let us continue working with you, that it's since last 3 years, almost 3 years.
Yeah, almost.
Almost 3 years, and getting also our customers in this particular topic, which is VAT and tax. It's not what you say; it's what you tolerate. So they do not tolerate the mistakes, and they compliment us as a partner. Okay, I will modify it for you, but fix it later. They do not tolerate. So rejected means rejected. No means no. You have to comply with the authority and the tax regulation. that is a trusted partner that we, inshallah, continue together.
Thank you, Osama. I would agree with your point. It's not a technology, it's a compliance. And one of the things that we always look for, how to make sure that we keep our customers protected from making any mistakes in their compliance. For us, it's a promise. And this is what we usually looking for when we work with our customers. Thank you, Abu Sama. Uday, mentioning those details, would you learn us more and tell us more about how the e-invoicing changed your team day-to-day operations?
Also, it's day-to-day operations. It's like not about manual now. We went from manual to automation, so the team have a plenty of time to review and to check all the transactions one time, second time, third time, before sharing our invoices, everything with the clients. And it's going, when you start with the invoices in an automation cycle, all the cycles across the finance department gonna follow in an automation way.
Thank you, Uday. Amir, so being the Chief Operations Officer that going through all our customers across different countries, different sectors, that by itself, it's a challenging. So would you help to understand more how you can differentiate between a successful e-invoicing implementation versus that might be struggling?
Yes, thank you, Fadi. Actually, after supporting thousands of customers across different countries, I would say the most important thing is the e-invoicing project should be treated as a business transformation project. It's not only a normal project, it's not only a software that you are building. So I would start with having a strong executive sponsorship. This would expedite the process, speed up the decisions, and alignment between the different departments, including tax, finance, operations, etc. Second, the data quality. We were talking about data quality. Actually, incomplete or inaccurate data is challenging. So I would recommend the companies to address the data quality at the early stage of the project. Also, the governance and the ownership, each party should know exactly what they are responsible for to reduce the risk and stay compliant. Finally, I would say the change management also, the training, the awareness sessions for all stakeholders, all departments, this is very important. And the last thing is the long-term operational support, including monitoring, incident management, etc. So as Mustafa mentioned, technology is important, but the other things is also the main things that lead to successful e-invoicing project. Thank you.
Thank you, Amir. So one more question, maybe Amir. Today, we already witnessed different implementations. How you think that Oman implementation is different from other countries?
Yes, actually, it's one thing, aligned with the international practice. This is very impressive and very important. Also, being the first people authority in the region. This is for tax authority. This is very impressive thing.
Thank you. Abu Osama, one more question. So,
ناسي اسمي شكلك.
Yeah.
ناسي اسمي أبو أسامة.
I used to call you Osama. Yes. So today, from your experience in different integrations, what make an integration project is a struggling project? How you can say that this would work or no, this kind of integration will not work at all?
Yeah, it's a very good question. First, it's a change management. First, you need to scope the multiple factor for the integrations. And why it's a change management? Today, before the e-invoicing, you can edit the invoice and resend it to your customer with the same number. Tomorrow, you cannot. So it's a complete change in the skeleton of the companies. So this change is not big change, but it is change. Now, what should be considered? First, the integration scope should be clear. It should be involved by the business users, not the IT. IT should check what is the available, if they have an ERP, SAP, Oracle, Microsoft Dynamics, whatever, even a local system, but it should be defined clearly by the business owner or business owner. The second is the technology stability, because I'm sure that it will go into several experience by real-time e-invoicing, token generated or identifier. Some of offline transactions will be accepted. I'm talking about B2C, B2B, so small baqala might generate the invoice, he can take it and leave, report at the end of the day. But a B2B transaction must be a real time. So stability of the system of the e-invoicing gateway is very important. It's impacting the business itself to continue. Third things, which is the most important part, the fast compliance of the regulation and legislation change. Today, you just started, and year over year, month over month, a new regulation, new legislations will be released. So the adaptation of that changes must be fast. So having a technology stable, having a change management inside the organization from business owner and ownership, heavy executive ownership must be there, plus the legislation and legalization changes quickly.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not sure, this is maybe a question to Mr. Idris. So in other countries, we witnessed some changes on the data dictionary. So shall we expect some maybe tuning? I'll go, okay. Shall we expect maybe some tuning to the data dictionary down the road once the market gets more matured in the implementation?
Definitely. The short answer is yes, because this is a journey and we learn from it. I'll give you one example, which is already fact. According to, since we are going with PEPL standards, PEPL around the world, most or all the countries around the world using 2 decimal numbers in their currency, except 3 countries around the world: Oman, Bahrain, and Kuwait. We have 3 decimals. So according to PEPL standards, they are only having 2 decimals. So this is one of the challenges we are facing with OpenPEPL, and we have already discussed it. So currently, OpenPEPL need to change their standards to fit Oman requirement. And that will happen, they cannot do it at the same time. They said they will do it only in November. So from November, we are expecting these kind of changes could happen. Moving forward, yes, of course. While we go, we will, experience something new. We may change. So that's the dynamic of the, of the solution. Solution have to be dynamic to adapt while we go.
I agree. Thank you a lot. Maybe as a last advice by your day, especially you are coming as an finance manager and from the pure of the business itself. If you can give us last advice.
Last advice, to be honest, don't treat the e-invoicing as an IT project. E-invoicing, all the operation team should be included, tax authority should be included, tax team should be included, and IT as well. They should work together for any current and future requirements and prepare the system to be agile for any changes in regulations in all the countries and all the branches across.
Thank you. Mr. Mustafa.
Yes, same advice. I confirm to it. When you start, you might receive it's an AP and AR. You might receive an invoices from supplier if your procurement accepted, and they say, no, I already receive it, I already pay it, so next time I will get an e-invoice or an tax authority compliance invoice. Do not tolerate that from the beginning. It's a process. The awareness session goes to the team. If the tax authority today, they did not set any penalties, you need to declare there is a penalties is going on. So the mindset change in the organization of we don't tolerate because it's a change. It's a real change for your customer and your supplier. You might reject to issue an invoice, sales. Nobody usually say no to the sales because the customer has missing information of his tax number, of his complete address, etc. So this change, you need to enforce it, not to request it in the organization. Second, check the readiness of the IT infrastructure and make sure if there is any changes, any implementation required, must happen early. Do not wait for 1st of April and 1st of October. I remember the dates now. And learn from the regional experience. Never too late. It's late usually indicates something not good. It's good for Oman because there is regional experiences in multiple countries that they already have multiple iteration. So we learn from these experiences from the customer side, from the authority side. So we copy, paste, and improve. No need to reinvent the wheels, start from the beginning, big projects. No need. You can just copy what's happening around you, and that will set the compliance. Then you can move with a certain improvement. This is what I can.
Thank you. Thank you. Amir, please.
My advice is that, as Mr. Idris mentioned, regulations are continuously, there's an updates for that. So having strong experience in the industry and regulatory expertise, this is very important. And in InvoiceQ, we see our role not only as a service provider, but we see ourselves as a subject matter expert that would help you with regulatory updates and new improvement and new enhancement.
Thank you, Amir. Thank you. And from my side, I would say, yes, it's an opportunity to do data cleansing. Plus, it's an opportunity to update your internal processes. Look into that in more detail. Try to find the way that would make it more agile for you and for your team. Thanks a lot, everyone, for your time. Appreciate your shared details.
Gentlemen, for sharing your valuable experience with us. And now I would like to invite Mr. Muhannad, CEO of InvoiceQ, to the stage.
And don't worry, I will not talk a lot. First of all, thank you for all for joining us at this event. A special thanks for Idris and OTA team. They are very supported. And always when we talk to Idris, he answers his phone and say, yes, I am here, I can help you. So thank you to being here today. Thank you to our panel member to be here also, Mustafa, Uday, Wasim, Amir. And special thanks to our moderator, Fadi and Malik. Also, I would like to thank Wajdi and Muhammad, our country manager of InvoiceQ Oman. It's not only as all mentioned. It's not only e-invoicing. It's more than e-invoicing. Everyone need to have e-invoicing. It's a future. We will have data. We will have everything. I will invite Mr. Aziz, behalf of Dr. Rashid, to give a reward to our member. If you can, Mr. Aziz. I will invite Mr. Idris. Invite Muhammad Khan, Wasim. حد يروح يعطي الكرتونة. يلا. I invite Mustafa Abu Usama. عدي حرب. So thank you guys, thank you Aziz, thank you all for your attending. Officially we can announce that InvoiceQ and Tasdeed now an access point, approved access point. So we can announce that everyone can scan the QR code if you need any extra information, you need to have a request. But we can say yes, we did it. We are an approved access point in Oman. Thank you all for your time. Everything outside so we can make everything. Please. Thank you.